Here he is, the host with the most, the clown about town, the guy with the 10-mile smile, dude with the attitude, top of the heap, #1, here to have fun, the veritable king of internet television, all the way from Van Nuys, California, the entertainment capital of Van Nuys, a man who writes his own introductions and his own ticket too, hoping to rise above the material, Sharpo. As a kid, I watched The Adventures of Superman on TV with George Reeves, the real Superman, and the real Batman, Adam West. And these were my heroes at 4, and my hero as a preteen was Captain Kirk, and I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be the hero, you know, and I was a small kid, asthmatic. I didn't have, I was always suffering, you know, ill health while my brothers got to play sports and run around. So I kind of lost myself in a world of imagination. And I had very thick glasses, which made me feel more like Clark Kent, you know. And I just, so forced into this kind of imagination world, went off to camp as a teenager at about 12, finally kind of stepped out of my older brother's shadow, and suddenly I was like the cool kid. I was like the Fonz, although I was the Eric, not quite as cool as the Fonz. So, and we did a talent show, and my older brother and I did a sketch from the Honeymooners, and people are falling all over themselves, laughing their heads off, and you know, you hear that laughter, and it's like money from home, you know? So that was the start, and I went on to lots of theater. I actually played in a rock band as a teenager. We were Eric and the Enterprise, because I was always, you know, entrepreneurial, I guess. And we were terrible. That harmonica you heard earlier, that was as good as it ever got for me as a musician. I actually chased a girl to Sweden, you know, in between as a, you know, post-adolescent, and kind of left all my equipment there. Came home, stumbled into a community college audition for Oklahoma. They said, "You are the worst singer. We want you to play Allie Hackham in Oklahoma." So I got the part as the Persian peddler in the play, and you know, that part's meant to steal the show. It's written if you don't steal the show and you're playing Allie Hackham, you don't got the stuff. And you know, so with such amazing material and a great cast, I had a great time. And then people just started offering me parts, you know, theater, and went to New York. How much you want? You know, yeah. Went to New York, studied. I started writing, you know, because in New York was a little different, you know, from the little suburban New Jersey kid playing community theater, regional theaters, and you get to New York, and it's yeah, I couldn't get arrested until I wrote a little play on an Ogilvy Underwood manual typewriter with a ribbon wore out just as I hit the end. I mean, by the time I got the end, you couldn't replace the ribbon. They didn't make them anymore, you know. It was called Invasion of the Oogs. And the New York Post destroyed it. So it was the, you know, so we put up a poster, said, "The Post hates it, you'll love it." And they did, you know. It was actually produced several times in New York, and then I came out to California, got my SAG card, you know, started working with some big stars in, you know, small roles, and some big roles in small projects. And the whole time, you know, fascinated by making audiences laugh, and found a niche with mystery and magic. Well, I had in New Jersey, before coming to California, 1989, acting as a you know, stage actor. I saw an audition in the paper for a mystery troupe, and they were still pretty new back then. It was Kathy Reed and John Dwyer, who had run the Damn Sight Dinner Theater in New Jersey, and just, you know, wrote plays and produced Billy Van Zandt and Jane Millmore plays, who have now become the second most produced playwrights in the world after Neil Simon. So I knew they were pretty, you know, I want to be working with these folks, you know. Went in, they hired me. They said I looked good in a suit. I looked like a gangster. So I said, okay, I could do that, and they started giving me little parts in the mystery. And this interactive theater, where you're sitting with an audience person and you're interacting with them, there is nothing like this. I never saw anything like this interactive theater. You can, and then if you're tired at this table, you've done your shtick, you move to another table, you can do the same shtick over again and tweak it a little bit, and you can build an act, you know. And great comedian said to me, Phil Perrier, I opened for him once in Tahoe, he said, you know, if you listen to your audience, they will write your act for you over time. Trust them. Listen to your audience. They will write your act. And don't fight them. They know, if they're not laughing, it ain't funny, you know. I came out west. I needed a job. I wasn't born, you know, to the manner born, so I needed to work. I fell into magic the same kind of way, company advertising for birthday party magicians, and had never done a magic trick in my life. But, you know, I figure it's like anything else. You start by creating magic as a state of mind with the audience, and kids are the best. So it was kids magic. Okay, first we're gonna go, you know, so I had to milk out an hour's routine with 2 tricks, which I knew. Which is, so first we're gonna practice some magic words. Who knows a magic word? You know, and yes, that's a good one. Abracatastrophe, good, I like that one. That's wonderful. Salami bologna, terrific, wonderful. And you know, then you have to get the magic wand, and you pull out a rubber chicken. It's not a magic wand. And pull out a feather duster. That's not a magic wand. You know, so you get the comedy, you get them laughing, and then by the time you get to a trick, they're on your side. And I think today I'm still famous for doing an hour's magic show for kids with like 3 or 4 routines that I get through, you know. And then desiring over the years to actually step it up a notch. I got lucky, I was hired, I got to use magic and acting in an episode of Wings, an NBC show back in the 90s. And they cast me as this 3-card Monte dealer in the streets of New York, hustling people out of their money. I don't know why they did that. Anyway, I had to learn the routine. So and Joe Monte, who's a fantastic magician, very accomplished. You know, everyone knows Joe Monte. Him and I were both up for the part. His name is Monty. They're doing 3-card Monty. I didn't imagine in a million years that I would get, and they chose me for the role. I confess I marked the deck so I would know where the queen was the whole time, but I figured they're not going to get that close. They want to see Crystal Bernard, beautiful face, not me. They don't care. And then after that, I said, I better really learn the routine, so I did. And Keep Your Eye on the Red Lady has been, you know, a phenomenon part of my routine since then. And close-up magic coins and things like that. 2003, Nora, my wife and my partner in crime, we went full force, head first into Sharpo Inc. We incorporated the company, and we produce murder mysteries. We played for thousands of audiences. You know, I've played in Acapulco and Puerto Rico and Alaska, 38 different states here, for weddings and for bar mitzvahs and every corporate event. I mean, you see our client list it's like a who's who of the Fortune 500. I don't know how the success came to us so rapidly, and it just, once we got rolling, it was on. And you know, I talk to all the clients myself, and when I can't, we have Carrie Schmidl, who's become our associate producer, taking calls. And you know, even when the economy slowed down for a while, we were lucky. We had built a reputation for doing excellent work, and people stayed with us. And the talent pool, actors that we have gotten to work with us in these parts, and magicians and mystery detectives, I mean, the best in the world, you know, which our clients demand because our clients are the best in the world. We're the entertainers that entertain the A-list, so it better be up to speed.